تغطية أظن إن هي مش مجرد ساينس أو ثيوري، لكن كان فيها كتير من الابليكيشنز on our daily practice and again on our daily practice. القاعة مفتوحة لو أي حد عنده أي استفسار.
في الإيجيبشن براكتس بيكتبوا دايما children سيبرهبتدين فور increasing weight، دايما المذرز بيجوا بعنف احنا عايزين دواء. في دكاتره طبعا بيعملوه كميس يوز، وفي دكاتره في النهايه يعني عشان عايزين يكمفورت المذر. فدو يو ادفوكيت ذات ان الطفل بعد كده زمان اوف سايد افكتس ان هو بيبقى عنده سومنلنس بقى، وفي ناس بتقول ان هو هيعمل اندر سكول اتشيفمنتس. وانا عارف طبعا ان ده اوتسايد يعني التوك، بس اتس كومن بروبلم. ف as we have an expert ممكن نسمع her opinion.
Cyproheptadine is not commonly used for any children. It's only for kids who have problem gaining weight secondary to a condition like cystic fibrosis kid, children who have like cancer, children who have any kind of a neurobiological disease or whatnot. You are right. Chronic use of antihistamine has its own issues, especially in children. We're not just talking about somnolence. They have extrapyramidal side effects, from that. Sometimes you can have pseudo-Parkinsonism, sometimes they have dystonia, sometimes they have major issues. So even in children, we don't recommend it chronically, even for people those who need it. فدي مشكلة لا طبعا. It's not أي طفل ياخده خلاص because of the side effects like you mentioned. Only if they have the indication, and even when they take it, it's not chronic. It's just for a short term, and then they stop it because the risk is much more harmful than the benefit that you're trying to get.
طيب أنا عندي سؤال حوالين الأسسمنت of cachexia. Should it be done routinely on palliative or for all advanced disease and not only palliative? And how to be simple and accurate in a practical way? How to be simple and accurate?
هو احنا طبعا الرساله يعني برضه لما جينا نبتدي نعمل بروتوكول حاولنا هاو تو بيك اب البيشنتس اللي هم محتاجين فعلا هنا. ف the simplest way اللي هي 0 to 10 سكيل بتاع الانوركسيا. This is the simplest way. 4 and below acceptable مش كده؟ more than 4 needs help. needs assessment.
You advise to use it in routine clinical practice or research?
هو المفروض ان الكلينيكال براكتس يتعمل الاسسمنت على الاقل مثلا شهور باين يعني. انا مش بيجي بعمل اسسمنت، انا ببتدي حاجه تفعل ستريسنج عرفت فوكس اون ات وابتدي استيج حاجه هعملها او مش هعملها. هو الاساس جامد جدا. الاساس بيأسس 9 فيري كومن سيمبتومز زي البين زي الفتيج زي الانوركسيا زي الانسومنيا، بالاضافه لحاجات اذرز. فده من الحاجات يعني فيري كومن بتتم يوز وورلد وايد مش عندنا احنا بس يعني. فده استعماله بصفه دوريه مع العيانين بسيط جدا وسريع جدا، وممكن تعمله تشارت تعرف العيان رايح طالع لازم طالع لازم.
If you have a background from the last year's that would happen, you have like a background, it's very quick, it's very good to use. Also doesn't just talk about it talks about pain, it talks about nausea, it talks about mood. It's a very good tool to use and it's very easy.
We have it.
Yeah, we have it. Yeah, you know, the Arabs in
سوري. هو حاليا يعني كبالياتيف كير او باقي العيادات عندنا هو ما فيش يعني اكشن بلان بنرتب بيها العيان بيدخل بيتاخد الشيت في النقط دي ازاي. بس انا قريت يعني ان احنا ممكن نابلاي سامبل تولز بسيطه، احنا بس هنحتاج نجربها الاول طبعا في الترايل، لكن بعد كده في اسئله بسيطه جدا ممكن تضاف حتى للشيت اللي بيتاخد من العيان عادي، وانا بساله عن البيرسونال هيستوري، الباست هيستوري، الفاميلي هيستوري وهكذا. في كام سؤال كده بسيط guiding questions بس لينا، زي الام اس تي بتاع المالنيوتريشن، زي المولس اللي الدكتوره سام قالت عليه، زي مثلا الاساس او الفاكت وهكذا. بس في حاجات التارجت بتاع الحاجات دي اكتر انها يبقى leading question ليا، بمعنى لو عيان خلاص not malnutrition اساسا زيرو خلاص I will exclude خلاص من الاول، خلاص كده مش هكمل له باقي الكويستشنرز التانيين. لو عيان 1 to 2 سوري اكتر من 2 انا لا هدخله بقى في ريسك ستيجنج وهكذا. يعني التريك في النقطه دي ان احنا نختار ايه اللي يتحط في الشيت يبقى leading ليا انا، ان انا بعد كده اعمل له involvement في بلان تانية ولا لا. لكن احنا ممكن بسيمبل تولز ناسس جوه الشيتس مثلا اللي بناخدها للعيانين وهكذا.
شكرا. اتفضل.
معلش بس احنا لازم عارفين في مصر مفيش جايد لاينز معينه، اتليست مثلا في البرايفت كلينكس حتى لينا احنا في الشغل معانا، وعارفين برضو ان الشعب المصري زي ما حضرتك قلتي احنا مش عايزين نعرف العيان، فموستلي اهل البيشنتس هم اللي بيبقوا تيكينج ذا ديسيجن. لو وصلنا للمرحله الاخيره اللي احنا بنقول عليها اللي هي this is the end of life، وبنحاول نيجوشيت مع اهل العيان عشان نوصل لميدل جراوند اللي هي الاوفر هايدريتد بيشنت، اوفر ياكل اكتر من زياده او كده. Is it okay for me to terminate the patient care انا؟ ان انا اقول ان انا مش I will not go، خصوصا ان ساعات اهل البيشنت بيبوش very hard.
This is where you need palliative care. That's exactly. You're an oncologist, right? I'm guessing. Okay, I'm guessing you're an oncologist. Okay. It's very difficult for oncologists to have these kind of conversation. It's very, very difficult. Same thing in the United States. They really struggle when it comes down to the end. ما عنديش حاجة. I don't have options anymore. I don't have treatment, and the family is just hard to convince. This is where palliative care comes in. This is exactly what we do in the States. We ask for palliative care to come in and sit down with us and the family. You don't want to leave the patient behind because you don't want to feel that you abandon him, and you don't want him also to feel that you abandon, like vice versa, right? But you bring in these key players who are trained into having these difficult conversations with the family and explaining the reality of the situation and explaining, just because right now I'm not going to give you chemo doesn't mean I'm not going to give you anything else. No, all that I'm doing is I'm shifting goals. Rather than aggressive treatment, chemotherapy, radiation, I'm focusing on comfort care. I'm going to make sure that whatever time is left, a week, 2, 3 weeks, whatever time is left, you're going to be comfort, and then there's always going to be something. You're not going to be in pain. There's going to be something for pain. Food, okay, we'll focus more on a comfort food, small amount, quantity or whatnot, nutritional supplements, whatever Catherine was talking about. Nausea will manage it. So as long as they know they are getting something, they adapt. It takes time, but they adapt. But totally out, you know what they do? They go to someone else. Same in the States. They go from one oncologist to another. And there's always someone, unfortunately, because the way pharmaceutical company works, there's always someone who's willing to offer something else. And that's unfortunate. And I'm sure same in Egypt. We have the same thing in America. There's always someone who's going to offer something else, right? So the reality is bringing people from palliative care, you know what, like I'm going to give you a very quick example. Sometimes bringing, especially when you're dealing with a family that's very religious, sometimes bringing the imam is an option, or bringing someone that's close to them. Like very recently in the States, we had a Coptic Christian family originally from Egypt, and unfortunately the mom was dying of, I think hepatic cancer, I don't remember the type of cancer, but her kids were very pushing for treatment. You gotta bring her back to the hospital. They were taking her every day to drain ascites. She was terrible, she was uncomfortable. And she kept saying, I don't want to do it anymore, but her kids were pushing her. So we didn't know what to do. It was very difficult to have this conversation with them, with the family. كان صعب جدا كتير، كان صعب إن إحنا نقنعهم حتى. What we did is we asked for the priest, because we know in the Coptic Christian community they're very connected to the priest. We asked him to come and we explained to him the situation, what the reality is. He sat down and we were able to talk to the family, explain to them رحمة ربنا إن إحنا ما نعذبهاش, and all this stuff that was very comfort for the family, that they knew, okay, إحنا هنوقف كيمو, مش هتاخد علاج anymore, but at least هتموت مرتاحة. And we all want to موت مرتاحة, right? Good. Thank you.
This is very important actually, if you want to add anything.
حنف ده جاي اتاخرنا جدا عشان برضه ميعاد الصلاه. انا في النهايه انا بشكر الدكتور سوزان الحسين الاستاذ المساعد او الكوليج من المنوفيه، الدكتور اسامه الشريف الزميلي واخويا، اشكر سيدنا الدكتور اسامه دايما بتشجعنا. ده نجاح ليا ونجاح ليهم يعني. بشكركم جميعا على الحضور، حاجه مشجعه جدا يعني، متشكر جدا.